We can just dance to this. Don't take much to stop me. We can just dance to this. Push up on my body.
Hey everyone, it's a new queer book tag on the horizon, and so this gay obviously had to do it. And it's a pride flag book tag, and like how many videos have I worn this in? I don't know, I don't count. But like probably over 20 at this point. So pulled out my pride flag, which I thought I lost. I thought I left it at a friend's house during a kiki when I was drunk, but I just found it, so that was cool. Anyway, but here it is. I got it. Got my flag. I've had it since high school, so it's my first pride parade, I'm pretty sure, actually. And yeah, these questions are awesome. It's created by Common Spence, and his channel is fantastic, but also just like this is a great original tag. I love that he did a little history lesson about the pride flag and what the colors mean in the beginning of his video. You gotta go and check it out. I'm gonna have a link down below. And let's get jumped into these questions because I really love the questions and they're awesome. And also because I have a lot to do today and I need to go ahead and do this kind of quick. Let's see how this goes. The first one is red, which represents life, and this is a book with a spiritual protagonist totally proud of who they are, someone who gives you life. And girl, so I have something to talk about. I haven't talked about on the channel yet because I haven't reviewed them yet. I've been reading some MM romance / MM erotica from Daryl Banner, and like girl, I'm obsessed so much right now. Like I can't even explain it. Like I have not been like this hooked on like an MM romance writer in a while. And the character that I'm mentioning is Edge from On the Edge. Edge is a cam model who is just very confident in himself and knows who he is, and he doesn't really care what people necessarily assume about him because he's a cam model or because of his piercings or because of his tattoos. People assume certain things about him, and he understands that, but he doesn't really care about it at all, and he knows who he is. And I just loved his character so much. Oh my god, like honestly, like throughout the entire story, I just felt like he knew what he wanted and he knows how to get what he wants, and he just like he helped boost up the other character who was really not in that type of situation. He's not nearly as confident. He's kind of in a rut, and I felt like there was such great chemistry between the two of them, and Edge was just so fantastic. I loved that story so much. I was it messed me up. I'm like, girl, it was real good. So yeah, I'm reading some Daryl Banner now, because that is the second thing I've read by him that I've absolutely loved, and I'm shook. So that's going to continue happening, and probably I'm hoping there are more amazing characters like this, because girl, I was enthralled. Let's say that. Next up is Orange. I'm trying to show the orange. Healing. And so it's a book that made you, as the reader, find a deeper meaning or catharsis in your own life. There are several queer books that have done that for me. Some memoirs, Janet Mock's, it was one that really pops out to me for that, just as some of the things she has about being a writer and also about her struggles growing up, which that's like things that stood out to me. Another book that's fiction, Two Boys Kissing by David Levithan. Amazing book, so many relatable characters, all very brave and being who they are and struggling in ways that were kind of relatable to me, and I just really, that's a book that definitely had a big effect on me when I read it, and still does. Like, I reread it last year, I think it was last year that I reread it, yeah it was, I reread it last year, and still major impact on me. Very, it's a book that once I get to the end of it, I feel like the world is not a horrible place. You know, it's like there's bad things that happen, and there's bad things that happen to these characters and that they go through, but that there's people out there who are doing great things, and I really love that book. Yellow is Sunshine, so we're kind of going on the happy train a little bit more. Really, any book with a queer book with a happy ending fits this category for me, but I'm going to go with Totally Joe by James Howe. It's a book that's an alpha biography of this young kid who's in middle grade. He is a queer kid, and he's just, you're seeing him kind of discovering himself, dealing with people's perceptions of him, even though he really doesn't even sometimes understand that that's what's going on. It's an A through Z. You get to see kind of his life in a very short book. Like, it's only like 140 pages, and like, I don't know, it's just so cute. Anything with like a queer, young queer kid in it makes me happy. So like, and like seeing him prosper throughout this book made me just really happy. It's something that I could reread and just like, that joy would definitely come back. So, gotta go with this. Green is a book, is nature. So a book sets outside of this world. I'm going with Magnus Chase in the Gods of Asgard. I, of course, left the Green Book, which is the second book first, but Magnus Chase in the Gods of Asgard by Rick Riordan. Magnus is very likely not straight. Let's just say, I think, like, I feel like people have been saying he's pan, even though I don't think it's fully, like, stated as pan. In the first 2 books at least. I don't know what happened in the 3rd book. Nobody spoil me. I have not read it yet. I'm gonna get on it. I really am. But there's a gender fluid character in the story, and Magnus shows some attraction to them. And the gender fluid character is also a very central character in this second book here. So that's another reason I will put this in this tag. It is pretty queer. I think Rick Riordan has just done a fantastic job with diversity in his books as the series has gone on. I've liked these books more than the Percy Jackson books, like this, the Heroes of Olympus, and all that, because of how diverse the books have gotten and expanded upon where we were in the beginning, even though it wasn't completely lacking of diversity in the beginning. I think Rick's really grown with his audience. His writing has grown with his audience, and I don't know, I'm just about it. So yeah, I really like these books. I love Norse mythology. I love the Norse gods. Pretty queer, super diverse. I'm about it. Yeah. We are on Blue, which is great. Blue is peace, and so the book about with a character who's had to come to terms, come to peace with a difficult truth. I'm going with Last Seen Leaving by Caleb Roerich. Flynn, ex-girlfriend goes missing, and he ends up going to have to investigate and try to figure out where she's gone. And he realized that while he was hiding things from her, as he's gay, so he was dating her this whole time while trying to like keep that bottled up, I guess. He also finds out that he didn't know a lot of things about her. She kind of had this whole other life separate from him, and some of the things she told him weren't true. Some of the things she told her friends about him wasn't true. Some of the things she told her friends about him wasn't true. And so I think it's like the thing that I feel like he's really coming to terms with is that he didn't really know January, and also coming to terms to why their relationship got to that point and how he let their relationship get to that point, but then also some things about her. I don't know. I felt like it fit this. It's Caleb Roerich's debut novel. I loved it. It's probably one of my favorite books ever, actually, now I'm saying it out loud. Yeah, for sure. This is like a mystery thriller, gay, young adult, and I'm all about it. And I'm so excited to read his next book, White Rabbit. I think part of the reason why I'm a little hesitant is because I don't want it to, like, disappoint me, because I love this one so much. So I gotta go into the mindset being like, Chris, just read it. It's a book. Don't expect it to be at the same level. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go in with the bar already up here. You're not supposed to do that. So yeah. But yeah, I really love this book. Going with it for this answer. And our last color is purple. It represents spirit, and for this one, it's a book with LGBTQ plus themes and religion. And so I'm going to go with Evolution of Ethan Poe by Robin Riordan, which I have. Hold on. Here we go. The Evolution of Ethan Poe by Robin Riordan. Ethan is a gay, closeted kid. He's dealing with a lot of things over the course of a few months. This book goes over the course of a few months. And one of those things is his parents divorcing, his best friend becoming extremely religious very suddenly. She's becoming very spiritual very suddenly. And his brother is dealing with a disorder, body dysmorphic disorder. It was the first time I ever read body dysmorphic disorder in a text form. And the other big thing, the overarching thing that kind of runs throughout the whole thing, is that there's this huge, intense, and sometimes violent debate over teaching intelligent design in the school systems, which he gets pulled into even though he really wants nothing to do with it. And it's such a good book. I feel like it handled all these topics so well, probably because it's set over the course of 4 months. I've seen books try to deal with all these different things in like a shorter time span, and it just not really work. This book's pretty long, and it really gives time to develop to each of those topics, and it worked really, really well. I'm a big fan of this one. Even there's things I don't like about it. I feel like there was one big thing in the story that I didn't like, and like thinking back on it now, I'm wondering if it was actually as big a deal as I made it out to be, if I was just being dramatic. Like, honestly, I need to reread this book and see if it's still a big deal to me or not. We'll see. I think I'm going to read it in the future, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I really love this book. It's fantastic. Deals with religious issues very well, in my opinion, actually. I feel like it shows both sides of things, and you really get to understand why characters are the way that they are by the end of it. Let's just go with that. Alright, so that's it for this tag. I am going to be tagging some people, but I don't know who I'm going to tag. Let me think about it. RJ Reeds, Ollie, because I always tag Ollie. Ollie's like the best. Love Ollie. Ashley from Tea Leaves and Bookbindings. And who else am I going to tag today? Who am I going to tag today? The Book Cave. Also, any of you could have already done this by the time that I posted this because I'm really bad at posting, as some of you know. And, like, I might post this in like 3 days from after filming this, you know what I mean? Like, you guys could already post it up. So if that happens, cool. If you don't want to post it, cool. It's just tagging you because I want to. I'm going to have your channels linked below so that people can go and check all your channels out because these are all awesome booktubers who I love and you guys should all go and check out. So tagging them, but then also telling everyone who's watching to go check them out because they're the best. But yeah, there's going to be a queer song today. I just heard a song last night that shook me to my core. I was not ready. I just thought this was going to be like a little simple thing that wasn't going to be like super hitting to me. It's a song that's self-produced by a 19-year-old girl in Norway. She calls herself Girl in Red. The song is called Girls. It's super gay. I love it. I hope you all enjoy it. I will see you all in my next video.